The hunt for FM22 Save Ideas leads us to Greece as we look at the best clubs to take charge of in Football Manager. This is a nation boasting big clubs with great facilities, hungry for European trophies, as well as challenges off the beaten track and a rebuild or two. So let's embark on a tour of Greek football in another episode of the League Lowdown. Welcome back for another League Lowdown. This time we're in Greece, a country we visited in FM21, but we're back in FM22 to try and inspire your next Football Manager adventure and check out the clubs that you could manage. Let's start by having a look at how the league structure operates. So Football Manager offers up two playable divisions. The top division is known as the Super League, and it's made up of 14 clubs. They play each other home and away to create a 26-game regular season before a lopsided league split where the top 6 play off for the title and the bottom 8 play off to see who is going to be relegated. The team that comes bottom of the relegation group automatically drops down to the second tier. The team that comes second bottom of that relegation group enters a playoff or a playout with one of the teams below. The second tier in Greece is split into 2 different groups. The winners of each group play off against each other to see who will be automatically promoted to the top flight. The loser of that tie has to somehow regroup and play off again against the team that comes second bottom of the relegation group from the division above. So a tough route for them. They want to secure a top flight place for the following season. So that's how the league structure operates at the moment. Let's check out the clubs that you could manage, and we're going to start with the champions. So Greece's most successful club won the title last season. They're the favourites for the title this season. Last campaign, they won the league at a counter, more than 20 points ahead of their rivals. They play at a very smart 32,000 capacity arena, and by any league standards, they have some pretty decent facilities. They've got great training facilities, excellent youth facilities, only good academy coaching. I guess you took control, you'd be looking to improve that. And they've got exceptional youth recruitment as well. In terms of the trophies that they've won, well, they have won many. They've got 28 Greek Cups, winning it in 2020 most recently, and last season made it back-to-back titles, their 46th Greek title in total. You can see that this is by far Greece's most successful club. If you were to take charge of them, it would be all about trying to secure some European silverware, I would guess. The quarter-finals of the 1999 Champions League, where they lost to Juventus, is the best that they've done so far. Earlier in that decade, they did meet the quarter-finals of the European Cup Winners' Cup as well, losing out to Atletico. But you would need to try and put some European silverware on the table in order to make this a successful save, I think. But in terms of winning the title, they've got some very fierce rivals trying to chase them down. If we head from the port of Piraeus over to nearby Athens, we will find Greece's second most successful club, Panathanaikos, who've got 20 league titles. They play at a 16,000 capacity stadium. Their facilities could probably do with a bit of investment if you're going to turn them into the nation's top club, as they have just good training facilities, good youth facilities, good academy coaching, and average youth recruitment as well. But what they are not short of is cup wins and league triumphs. 18 Greek Cup wins in total. 2014 was the most recent of those, and 2010 was the most recent of their league triumphs, one of 20 in total. But this club have reached the final of the European Cup, losing out to Johan Cruyff's Ajax in 1971. In 1985, they lost out to Liverpool in the semi-finals of the same competition, and in 1996, they reached the semi-finals once more. So never quite being able to seal a European trophy, but going closer than any club in Greece. Maybe you could take charge of them and finally win them a European honour. Another highly decorated club from the capital are AEK Athens, who are temporarily playing at a 69,000 capacity arena, but will shortly move back into their own 31,500 capacity stadium. They've got good training facilities, good youth facilities, adequate academy coaching, and average youth recruitment. And in terms of their trophy haul, they've got 15 Greek Cup wins, their last triumph in that competition coming in 2016, and in 2018, they were winning their first Greek Super League for a while, their 12th in total, and this is another club that has reached the semi-final stage of European competition. In 1977, they got all the way to the semis of the UEFA Cup, but another Greek side that have had great domestic success without being able to win a European honour. That could be your goal if you were to take charge of this club. Heading north from Athens, we will find the city of Thessalonica, home to PAOK, another successful club in Greek football that have won several trophies over recent years. They play at a 28,000 capacity stadium, and their facilities are pretty good all round. They've got great training facilities, great youth facilities, good academy coaching, and exceptional youth recruitment as well. They've only won 3 Greek league titles, but in a league dominated by Olympiacos, and with very few teams having ever won the Greek Super League, 3 titles is nothing to be sniffed at, as well as winning 8 Greek Cups. When they won it in 2019, was actually part of them winning a Greek League and Cup double where they went the entire campaign unbeaten. They also won the Cup last season as well. You can see just how much of their success has come over the last 5 years or so. So PAOK are certainly a club with good facilities and plenty of trophies, meaning they must have a reasonable squad for you to work with. And maybe you prefer the challenge of taking charge of another club from the same city. And the club that you could take charge of is Aris Salonika. This would be a challenge, by the way. They start the season on a -6 points deduction. They've got a 22,000 capacity stadium. Their facilities could certainly do with some investment. They've got adequate training facilities, below average youth facilities, average academy coaching, and fairly basic youth recruitment. However, they did finish 3rd in the Greek Super League last campaign. They've won the Greek Cup once in 1970, and they've won the Super League 3 times, but they were all quite a long time ago, winning it in the 20s, the 30s, and in the 1940s as well. You'd have to try and improve the finances to improve those facilities. Maybe qualifying the club for Europe might be your priority in order to swell the club's coffers. Maybe that's the kind of challenge that you look forward to, but there are other Greek challenges out there. If you're looking for a slightly different football manager adventure, what about taking charge of a Greek island club? Most of them are playing down in the 2nd tier, and in the top flight you will find OFI Crete, who play at a 9,000 capacity stadium. You can already see much smaller than many of the top clubs in Greece, but they do have some success in their history. In 1987, they won the only major trophy that the club has managed to secure, winning the Greek Cup. Being able to compete with the top teams is going to be difficult financially. It would rely on you building the infrastructure of the club and maybe qualifying for some European competition and being able to develop the squad somewhat. It would definitely be a challenge compared to taking charge of one of the leading lights, but it's not the only island challenge that awaits you. Maybe you prefer to start out in Greece's 2nd tier. Many of the island clubs playing in Greece's 2nd tier are also from Crete. Perhaps the biggest of them is Ergotelis, with a 26,000 capacity stadium. You can see that they already have the infrastructure that might allow them to compete with some of the larger clubs in Greece. But if you fancy a bit more of a challenge, we could head away from Crete to the island of Rhodes, where there are a few different options. One of them is Diagoras. Their stadium holds 3,700 fans, automatically making that more of a challenge to have the finances to get promoted and compete with the big clubs once you're there. In the same stadium, you will also find Rhodos, making them the champions of Greece. Given how humble the beginnings you will start at would be an almighty challenge, but there's also rebuilds at this level if you'd like to take charge of a slightly bigger club. Only 6 clubs have ever won the Greek Super League. The 2 clubs from Thessalonica, the 2 clubs from Athens, as well as Olympiacos. The other team to have achieved that feat are now playing in the 2nd tier, and that is Larissa. They were relegated last season, having come 14th in the Super League, but they've won the Greek Cup twice, as well as winning the Greek title. The 1980s was a good period for them. Their title came in 1988, and in 1985 they won their first Greek Cup, replicating that feat in 2007. Taking them back to the top of Greek football is not an impossibility, but you need to get them promoted first. Maybe that rebuild is a challenge that appeals to you, but if we head back to Thessalonica, there is another club that has experienced much heartbreak when it comes to winning competitions that you could also try and rebuild. That 3rd club from Thessalonica are Iraklis, who played a 27,000 capacity stadium. They have won 1 trophy in their history, winning the Greek Cup in 1976, but their trophy haul could have been far bigger, as they were also the losing finalists in that same competition on no less than 4 occasions. Winning further silverware, the Thessalonica's third team, would definitely be a challenge, and you'd have to get them promoted to the top flight first, and seeing how difficult it is to get out of the Greek second tier, that would be no mean feat. But some of us like a great challenge in Football Manager, and this could be the one that appeals to you. So that completes the League Lowdown Guide to Greece, a nation with some top clubs where you could make it your mission to win a first European trophy for Greek football, but also some interesting challenges and rebuilds that might appeal to you. We'll see you very soon, as we're going to make another country the focus of our next League Lowdown.